Should you start it?
What's you here?
Big Zach laughing. I don't know what the hell you was about to say, but you was about to get the fans. My Lord. Okay. Oh, God. What the hell were you about to do?
Wallow.
I wasn't gonna say anything.
Girl, he said it.
No, man. Okay. That's a smart young man right there. Good Lord. You have to learn how to say things in a more discreet way. But listen, he's a young man with some strong, true beliefs. So you can't be mad. But even when you have these beliefs, which are true, you still got to have some discretion. Okay? Sadiq? All right, so let's get this popping. I'm going to go out of here and end this, and I'm going to come back in, because that was not acceptable. Okay.
I think it's still safe.
Okay. I started everything over, so. And I don't even think, well, you know what, I'm going to start Facebook over too. Damn.
Just pot, kid. Bro, alright, I'm gonna hurt you later. I'm gonna real good teach you what it's like to deal with him.
Yeah, I don't think he learned yet. Okay, go live. We're going live on Facebook. All right, let's get down to it. I wrote down some rules that pertain to the G code. And when I say G code, I'm not necessarily speaking on what gangsters have to do, the game bangers, the gang culture. Which, when the gang culture started, it wasn't so bad. As a matter of fact, when the gang culture started, it was good. The gangs in Los Angeles and all over the country, they really started as self-defense organizations to protect black people from aggression and violent acts from non-black people. So when the gang culture started, they weren't what they are now. And this is the thing. The gangs had hierarchy. The gangs had structure. The gangs, the OGs in the gangs would guide and teach the younger guys, right? So they had somebody to answer to. The gangs had a code. The gangs had discipline. And so tonight, when I talk about the G code, it's because black people need to get on the code, right? Black people need to have discipline. Black people need to know what we want and how we're going to get it. And on top of that, this is what I'm trying to get to today. Men used to know how to be men. I'm talking about black men now. Those are the only men I'm talking about. Men used to know how to be men, right? There were certain things that men did, and there were certain things they did not do. There was no need for discussion. There was no need for debate. There was no need for hesitation. There was no need for argument. Bro, you tripping. Right? Bro, what you doing? What's wrong with dude? You doing things that men don't do. And when I was coming up, these things didn't even have to be said. Right? You get knocked down, get the hell up. You over there crying. Shut the hell up. The hell is he crying for? You ain't no girl. Nowadays, oh, you can't say that. You're going to traumatize him. Oh, you're so hyper-masculine. Let him cry. He needs to express it. Shut the hell up. I'm going to get to that. But wait a second. Before I get fully into this, I want to make sure everybody can see my shirt. We are wearing the official shirts, and this is the only time you're going to see me do a show or do anything without my unk. But I want you guys to be able to see this real black man that's on my... Matter of fact, here, Wally, and you wear the unk. I want you guys to be able to see this real black man that's on my shirt. Because if black men today behave like this black man, we'll be 10,000 miles ahead of we are now. Y'all see him? Y'all see that great brother? Look at you. He looking at you right now like, you better get your shit together. I'm going to bust. That's how he looking right now. Men used to look like that. That's when kids used to be scared of men. Right? That's when black moms used to say, I'm going to tell your daddy. Oh, shit. Now black moms say, I'm going to tell your daddy more feminine than the mama. Uh-oh. All right. So we're going to talk about the G code. Z. You 18 now. You officially a man, a young man. What's something that you think all black men should do and they shouldn't even have to be taught?
If anybody brings home to your family, you gotta confront it head on.
Confront things head on. Protect your family. Okay, I agree with that. Sadiq?
Discipline.
Discipline.
Tell
Ooh.
me.
Discipline for who? The man himself, or he supposed to discipline his kids, or what?
His kids.
Man supposed to discipline his kids. Black man sure enough need to do that. Derek, what you say?
Respect the man,
Who supposed to respect the man?
the children.
Children supposed to respect the man. That goes along with discipline. All right. Now I got a few things that I jotted down here. When I say G code, listen to me, folks. We can cut down on 50% of the beef and drama that goes on in the conscious community, as well as in the overall black community, if men just behave like men. You hear me? All this drama and all this beefing and all this talking and talking back, that's not manly. Right? Real men don't do that much talking. You see what I'm saying? Okay? Nah. This is why I made a list. I made a list of the realest OGs that I respect. One of them is strictly a conscious list, the people that did the work on behalf of the movement. And mentioned OJ's story, Get Out, Colin Kaepernick, and Chance. My question was, do you believe we can change our culture? I'm changing it right now. Okay? All right, here we go. I made a list of real OGs from the conscious aspect throughout America, and I made a list of real OGs that may not have been so much in the conscious arena, but these was real OGs as far as they carried themselves like bosses, they carried themselves like men, they didn't engage in things that weren't for men, right? So I'm going to start with my conscious list, and then I'm just going to go to my more mainstream list. Now, one of the realest OGs that I ever met, well, I never met him, but I've studied him, is the brother who wrote this book, Robert F. Williams. Well, why was he an OG? Robert F. Williams, he lived by a code. He came out of the Marine Corps. He got kicked out after just maybe 1 year. He went home in a town that was controlled by the Klan. It had one of the highest Ku Klux Klan populations in the country. It was Monroe, North Carolina. And when they oppressed the black people, Robert F. tried the peaceful protest, go to court. He tried all that stuff. And then when it was obvious that that doesn't work, Robert F. did something that no black man really wasn't doing back then. Right? Robert F. said, this is what we got to do. Since we want peace, right? We want peace. We don't want conflict. We want to be able to live in peace and joy, but you won't let us, right? We would rather be able to go to court and handle it that way, but you don't let us. So he organized an organization called the Black Guard. Okay, let me see what's going on here. I'm going to read this comment. I like when y'all comment. She says, this is another time we live in. A lot of black men are still struggling under post-traumatic slave syndrome. I respect what you're doing. Don't get me wrong. Post-traumatic slave syndrome. Well, if you're still struggling under the post-traumatic slave syndrome, it's because you want to be under that syndrome. Because it's enough information readily available for you to start cleansing yourself and reprogramming and re-educating yourself. Right? If you want to know something, it's easy now. You ain't even got to read the whole book. Just Google it. Right? Google it. You got people that could go, you can go to YouTube and hear Malcolm speak. Why the hell you still got a slave mentality? That's an excuse. I should have put that on here because men don't make excuses. I got a story that relates to that. But anyway, Robert F. He put together the Black Guard. And whenever the Klan would try to come in and intimidate and harass, shootouts would break out. Right? Okay, I'm talking about a G code now. Shootouts would break out. And when that happened, all of a sudden, the authorities could step in and control the Klan. Now we can step in. Why? Because white lives matter. White lives matter, right? They're not going to let none of that go down. So Robert F., Robert F. is high on my list of OGs. Another one on my list, Huey Newton. Huey Newton was one crazy son of a gun. Brilliant now. His brother studied that psychology. I mean, he studied his socialism and his communism and some of the things I didn't even agree with. But I know one thing, Huey Newton wasn't scared to fight, Huey Newton wasn't scared to die, and Huey Newton wasn't scared to kill. Huey Newton did time in solitary. I don't ever want to go to solitary confinement. Right? But when they could throw you in solitary, accusing you of something you didn't do, and you still don't break, that's a G. You still don't snitch on nobody, that's a G. You still keep coming and fighting for the people, that's an OG. That's a boss. Nobody Rick Ross and you little Uzi Vert. That's his name, little Uzi Vert. I don't know about them, but that's an OG. We get through this list. Fred Hampton. Why don't you live for the people? Why don't you struggle for the people? Why don't you die for the people? 21 years of age, able to unite all the gangs in Chicago and say we're not going to be fighting no more. We're going to be pushing for political rights, economic rights for our people. Now, you know that's a G. If I can tell you right now, half of these people we call leaders right now couldn't even go walk through no ghetto. And that's Chicago, New Orleans. Zeke, do you think we got a leader right now who would go walk down Moncrief at night or go, it's Moncrief, this Jacksonville, okay? But let's talk about Missouri. Let's talk about Atlanta, Bankhead. Do you think we got a leader right now that'll go walk down there at night and get some people organized together? Which, if you had to pick one, who would you say?
Dr. Umar.
Dr. Umar. I think Dr. Umar might be a G. I think Dr. Umar might be a G. I'm melanin. No, I ain't gonna go into that. Sadiq, what you say?
Dr. Baruti.
I believe Baruti would go down in there, but Baruti's an elder right now, so he shouldn't have to go. What you said, Dave? You said you was gonna say Baruti too. They say Dr. Umar and Dr. Baruti. I agree with those two. It ain't that many though. I can tell you right now, D-Ray McKesson ain't gonna go. With the blue vest, D-Ray ain't going. Ghazi, what's his name? Ghazi, he ain't going. Okay, he might go trying to meet some men or something like that, but we ain't gonna get into that one. Who else ain't gonna go? Man, let me stop before I start beefing with somebody here. Now let me talk to y'all about another OG. The Honorable Marcus Garvey. Nah, this was a gangster right here. And half of the pictures when I see Marcus Garvey, I don't know if he had a black liberation organization or a black mob. Because all I see is mean-ass dudes standing around like, try something. You know what I'm saying? That's all I see. I said, now I know he was about the economics and he was Pan-Africanist and he was giving us our identity. But Marcus Garvey and the people that stood by him, oh, they look like they'll mess you up quick. Right? That's a part of being an OG. Organized, knowledgeable, but don't play no game. And you could tell that from how you look at us. We should not look at, somebody said we shouldn't look at entertainer to lead us. We should not. But there are people who are not exactly in the center of the conscious community who have shown some nuts. And that's what we're talking about today. So we're going to talk about them after I get through this list. Next, I say Elijah. Elijah Muhammad was an OG. Right? Some of the stuff that we debating now, Elijah never spoke on it because it wasn't a question. Right? It wasn't a question. Well, should men wear dresses? That doesn't come up. That wasn't on the agenda. Right? Should men have a purse? That wasn't under... Should men be transgender? That wasn't on the... No, there's no question about that. You want to know how a man look? Look at Elijah. Right? Want to know what a man does? Look at Elijah. Now, maybe y'all want to talk about the extra women, but hey, I do know in Africa, some parts of it, that was our culture if you could afford it. So don't you broke dudes get no ideas. But anyway, well, I can't afford it myself. So anyway, Elijah moved like a mob boss. And one of my favorite stories came from Muhammad Ali. And when Ali started to come up and really make waves in the boxing world, the mafia came to him and they demanded that he throw a fight. And they told Ali, if you go out and you compete and you win this fight, we're going to shoot your knees out. And Ali went back and told Elijah. And you know what Elijah said? What he said, Z?
Oh, they got these too?
They got knees too. You see what I'm saying? Now that's something the OG would say. Not let's meet with them and have a conference. Not let's discuss why it's best for us to have integration or we all need to come together with the no. They got knees too. Alright? Okay, OG status. And Dr. Khalid Muhammad. Nah. BPM Manhood Conference this Saturday. We're going to be studying Dr. Khalid in depth. Because I'm going to give you a simple reason. I'm not going to talk about his intellect. They say you never saw the man without a book. I heard him recite like 60 different names for God from all over the world. From Jesus to Allah to Osiris to West African. I mean, the man was brilliant. But that's not why he on the list. He gave his speech at the Million Youth March. Ended up in a fight with the police and he fought him. He said he had been dreaming about that for weeks. That's not why he on the list. Dr. Khalid Muhammad is the only man who I ever seen who could put on a full suit with a tie and a vest, clean shaven, and look like he going to get in a fight. Walk like he going to get in a fight. You go into a debate, you got on a suit that might cost $1,000, but just your aura, the way you carry yourself, it looks like you're going to get in a fight. Nobody knows not to bother him. You see what I'm saying? That's a special kind of individual. Look like he always ready for war. Just look at him right here. Look at him. He look like he ready for war right there with a suit and a bow tie on. Now, if you put on a full suit and you still like you ready to get in the octagon, you know you're an OG. All right? Who else would y'all add to that list?
Muhammad Ali, sir.
OG. That was a boss. Sadiq? Who else would you add to the list?
I think I don't want to go too far back to Zulu and Nat Turner here.
Nat Turner? That was a G. Derek? Shaka Zulu. That was a G. They already there and took this all the way back to Africa. Now let's talk about some people outside of what we would call the mainstream conscious community that are an example of straight up OG black manhood. And it's in the rap game, it's not very many people I respect. But Styles P and Jadakiss, when they say something in their raps that they will do to you, I believe it. Okay? I believe it. Now, we all saw when Birdman went into the thing and said, are you finished or are you done? Put some respect on my name, all three of y'all. But I saw video of when Styles P went up at the radio station and had to get some people straight. And Styles P told them, look, I ain't no rapper. I ain't about all this playing. We can cut these cameras off. We can cut the lights off. And we can get it in right now. Everybody was silent. No one made a move. Everybody was terrified. I said, I believe that man would do just what he said he was going to do. Not many rappers like that now. Young Thug talking about he'll shoot people. How you going to shoot people with a broke whip? How you going to shoot people with your wrist like this? Get the hell out of here. Right? Who else they got talking like they tough? Oh, Kodak Black. How the hell you gonna shoot somebody you damn near retarded? You might shoot yourself like Lil Wayne with his retarded ass. I'll punch Lil Wayne in the face if I see him. Ain't no gangster, man. You can't kiss nobody in the mouth. That's not a part of our culture. You can't be kissing men in the mouth. I ain't never kissed my daddy in the mouth. My real daddy. Let alone no other man. But anyways, don't let me get on Lil Wayne. Now, another brother who I grew up always respecting because of my older brother introducing me to rappers that were a little ahead of my time was Scarface. Whenever I hear Scarface rap, I feel like that's my uncle just telling me what's the real, right? Not really too much into saying I got diamonds and jewelry and gold teeth and all that. Just telling you some real. Right? I always feel like this is real. Willie D too. Right? That's an OG. Not too many rappers diss Scarface. Have you noticed it? Y'all know any rappers that diss Scarface? The only rapper I ever heard say something ill about Scarface was this guy Zero. I believe that was his name down in Texas, and he was clearly just hating because he went and filed a lawsuit. That's going to come up later. You can't file lawsuits against people. It's a be an OG for things that could be settled like men. Kevin Cobbin said Jim Brown was an OG for the sports world. I agree with that. I agree. That back then we had OGs like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Jim Brown, we had Muhammad Ali. We had OGs in the sports world. Now we got Michael Vick. Now we got Michael Vick and Floyd Mayweather. How far we have fallen. How can you compare Ali to Floyd Mayweather? Floyd Mayweather don't care nothing about his people. Floyd Mayweather's a sick, sadistic, materialistic, greedy, individual. I'd give up 18 Floyd Mayweathers to have one Muhammad Ali. Journey just forced her way into the room. She's persistent. Don't close the door because she's going to leave in a second. She just wanted to force her way in. Okay, so I agree with that, Jim Brown. Now, another rapper who was an OG, an entrepreneur. Now, this is why I like Master P. Not only was Master P, they knew not to bother him. Right? Then too many rappers bother him because he'll come deal with this in your face. Not only was an OG because what he did in the streets and what he'll do to you hand to hand, man to man. But they say whenever the rappers go into the record labels, you get screwed with the label because they control all of the distribution. And if you can't pay for your distribution, then your contract is going to work in a way where you get a lot less for the music that you sell. KRS-One, I don't know about him. After the whole African Bambaataa thing came out, and he said it don't really matter to him. I don't really mess with I don't know about that dude. Okay, not no more. I used to, but I don't really know about that dude. Ice Cube, I don't know about Cube no more either. Ice Cube turned his back on Khalid Muhammad after he used the Nation of Islam for security when he got into it with the Jews. So I don't know about Cube no more either. And Cube went on there and told Bill Maher, just don't say the word no more. Only we can say it, but we forgive you. I like you. Get the hell out of here. Okay, but Master P went in there and they tried to tell him, look, man, we got to pay for your distribution. You got to set your contract up. Master P said, well, how much is the distribution? They said $200,000. He said, oh, I got that down in the car. Cash. Right? P said, I got that down in the car. Nah. Now let's set this contract a different way. So he get more for each one of his records than the rest of these dudes. Okay? That's OG. That's boss. That's real boss. I don't think you're a boss because of how many diamonds you got. I think you're a boss if you're economically independent. Right? Let's move on up the list. Another brother who I done seen, and I hope they don't come after him ever and try to break him. But the one brother in entertainment and acting who I never seen forced to disrespect himself and disrespect black people and really just be effeminized, the coon out like Vic is doing now, is Denzel Washington. Now y'all correct me if I'm wrong. If y'all got some information that I don't have, tell me if Denzel is not right. But every time I see him, he say something real. The last time they put a camera in his face, he said, how you gonna expect any good to come to you when you don't even do any good by your own children? Be a man. Right? That's hyper masculine nowadays. Denzel said, be a man. Right? Got a black woman. Say that again. Got a black woman. Although Roland Martin may not like it. Got a black woman. And I haven't seen them make him disrespect himself yet. And I ain't gonna say yet because I don't want it to happen. But I respect that, brother, even in training day. Even in training day. Okay? Now, but number one on this list, by far, number one on this list, by far, is Jay Prince. All right? It's Jay Prince. Journey, what you got to say? Go to mommy. Go to mommy.
I want to go with my daddy.
Oh. You want to go to mommy or you want to go to daddy? Who you want to go to?
Daddy.
Okay, sit right here. You can stay. All right. Jay Prince.
I want to go, Daddy.
Journey, I got to talk to the people.
Just wait.
Okay? It'll be over in a while. Okay. Jay Prince now. Again, my older brother. Shout out to Pac-Man D-Dam. Or you can call him, well, we call him Stag. You can call him, well, I ain't going to call him by his government name because that seems to be out of line. But he introduced me to the Ghetto Boys, and if you go to the Ghetto Boys, you have to go to Rap-A-Lot, and you have to go to Jay Prince. And so, it was one time very recently when P. Diddy, who I don't put on nowhere near this list, was beefing with Drake, who I don't put nowhere on this list. And the word got out there, I think P. Diddy went up and swung on Drake over a beat that was supposed to be a song. But I don't think P. Diddy understood that Drake had ties back into Jay Prince. So the word was going around that P. Diddy ran up on Drake, P. Diddy did this, la da 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 da. And then Jay Prince came out and told P. Diddy, I don't know if you understand. Here you go. He don't talk hard now. P. Diddy say, Journey, I'm talking to the people. Go see if mommy got something to eat.
Go get something to eat.
Go get something to eat.
Run.
Run, Journey, run. Close the door now. Okay, we got Journey to give us a break. Okay. So Prince gave him a call and he said, Drake, that's family. And if you can touch my family, just be aware that bad luck could beat you home. Bad news could beat you home. After that, Diddy stopped talking about it. He didn't even mention the Drake beef no more. I seen him try to ask Diddy about the Drake conflict on the Breakfast Club. Diddy said, I'm not talking about it. I'm not even going to speak on it, right? This power now, this P. Diddy's, Mr. Ciroc, bad boy, la la la. He got word that Jay Prince wasn't happy with what was going on. He stopped talking about it, right? Now that's power. Master P, now I heard this come from Master P's own mouth. Master P said that at one point, earlier when he was doing the No Limit thing, Pimp C was running his mouth and making foul remarks about Master P. Now Master P from New Orleans now, okay? Master P told him, look, I don't do this talking thing. I don't do that. When I see you, I'm gonna do something to you. And Master P happened to be in Texas one night. He happened to be ready to go up, and he was gonna let your boy have it. Which Master P is known that he'll do that, right? But before Master P made a move on Pimp C, he called, not Pimp C. Yeah, Pimp C. I keep getting them mixed up with Bun B. They rhyme. I'm rhyming here. Master P, Pimp C, and Bun B. All right. Before he made a move, he called Jay Prince. And Jay Prince said, don't do it. So it didn't happen. All right. Now, for a gangster rapper with a real street resume, unlike most of these rappers, I'm going to talk about them in a second. For him to have to call and check with Jay Prince before he made a move, that show you that this man actually had power. Not many black men have power, right? Because you have to move in a certain way to get power, right? Power comes from respect of what people know that you could do. So for him to do that, that lets me know that Jay Prince got some enforcement power, right? You didn't really see the Ghetto Boys beefing. They used to beef with the government and politicians and different factions outside of our community, but wasn't too much dissing going on against the Ghetto Boys, right? And that's because they came from up underneath a real OG. So I put Jay Prince at the top of my list. Not, these people ain't really all over in the conscious community, but they OGs. Now, since I was talking about rappers, I want to tell you the way that we can get rid of half of the rappers tomorrow, right? Because most of these rappers are fake. They sadistic. They are the worst. They teaching nothing but filth, materialism. I'm gonna tell you how we can get rid of them in 30 minutes. If every rapper had to step into an octagon or a boxing ring against a good fighter, not a pro, just some guy that could fight, and show us that they was capable of living up to these lyrics that they putting out there. If they had to show it, we would clear out the rap game in 20 minutes, right? I don't know many rappers. If you had to pick a rapper who could really fight and live up to his lyrics, shoot, a goon, who would you say, Sadiq?
I already got nobody.
He said nobody. Who would you say, Derek?
Nobody.
Nobody. Who would you say, Vern?
Either Love or Chief Keef.
Chief Keef?
He from Chicago.
Okay, I'm talking about somebody that's mentally stable.
Oh. Tough one. Yeah, I don't got nobody.
And I guess
Love 4, I think he not.
who?
Love 4.
Love 4?
He not retarded.
This must be a new one. Who is he?
Well, he might be. He don't really make it on the radio. He kind of sad.
What's his name?
Love 4, Love 4, one of those.
Lude 4?
Yeah, 4, F-O-E.
Oh, I don't know him. But I would say, yeah, Dakari Sport just said what I was going to say. The one rapper I would say is Gucci Mane.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty unanimous that he'll mess you up. Okay? It's pretty unanimously agreed upon that he'll mess you up. Somebody said 50 Cent. Yeah, they say 50 Cent, but 50 Cent. Did he ever shoot the guy's back? That shot him 9 times? Somebody say Bootsy. I mean, Bootsy got a real pedigree coming from where he come from, being through what he get. They say 50 got hands. You ever seen him fight? I ain't never seen him fight.
Oh, T.I. maybe.
You seen? They say T.I. They say T.I. punched Mayweather. Yeah, I gotta put T.I. on that. Anybody that run up on Mayweather and hit him? Yeah. I'll put T.I. on that. Yeah. So I'm definitely gonna put Gucci Mane. I'll put T.I. I don't know about 50, but the reason I don't know about 50 because 50 is such a sellout, and so maybe he might be real in the streets, but I'm tired of 50 Cent. I used to be a 50 Cent fan, but he done some things standing next to Donald Trump. Anybody want to go suck up to Donald Trump? I don't like him no more. All right? So, Gucci, who else? Who else they don't really bother like that? You could tell they real when they don't bother them. Nobody don't say nothing about them. It ain't too many more of them left. So we can clear out the rap game just like that. So, let's get to my rules now. I got 10 rules that real black OGs, these from my experience now. From my experience, these are rules that OGs just go by. And if we got these rules going today, we'll clear out half the beefing and back talking and bickering that's going on right now. Number 1, when I was growing up, I wasn't allowed to cry. Okay? You get knocked down, you get a scrape, get the hell up. Right? That's how I raised my boys. Come here, let me see it. Let me give it a shut the hell up. He got a scrape. He'll be all right. When we get done training, then you put some Neosporin on it, put a Band-Aid. But we wasn't with that crying. Right? Now we got a whole movement going saying, you can't tell boys not to cry because it will damage them emotionally and they won't know how to express themselves. Guess what, damn it? You don't need to express everything. Now, I done had days, even practicing law, when money was short, times was hard. We didn't know how bills was gonna get paid, me and my wife. And guess what I didn't do? I didn't cry. But guess what? If I would have cried, would that have gotten the bill paid? Vern? Sadiq? Have you ever seen a man, go up to the light bill place and bust out crying and they say, okay, bill paid? You ever seen it? So crying obviously ain't gonna help. Right? So my daughter come home and she wants some money to go on a field trip and I ain't got the money. And so I'm gonna bust out crying right there with her? It's not gonna get on the field trip? Shit, okay, let me get back to this. Hurricane Matthew was getting ready to come. We had to decide whether we were gonna go evacuate or whether we were gonna stay. To be honest with you, I didn't want to leave because I didn't feel like packing up all my guns. But we had some hard choices to make. But if I would have just bust out crying, would I have been able to lead my family? No. Children can cry. Women can cry sometimes. Men, you can't cry. Unless you go in a room somewhere where nobody can see you. Somebody got to be strong. Okay, so now we got a tough-ass choice to make. The pressure is on. Somebody about to kick down the back door, and I'm sitting my black ass in here crying. I hope he kick down the door and bust you in your mouth if you do that. Okay? Tell everybody he crying. Okay, death in the family. You got an ill family member. You're emotional. Maybe you cry. But 9 times out of 10, crying ain't gonna help. And so why we gonna raise our boys to cry unless we want a bunch of weak ass women cry? If the woman need a shoulder to lean on and you cry too, well, who the hell shoulder you gonna lean on? Get this crying stuff out of here. I don't care if they say it's psychologically beneficial. Yeah, they tell us a lot of stuff is psychologically beneficial. They're telling us nowadays let the boys wear high heels and dresses if they want to. Yeah, I ain't going along with that either. So stop all the crying. If we tell our boys to stop crying, if you hurt, you hurt. See, when I was coming up and playing football, they said there's a difference between being hurt and injured. If you get hit, it hurts, okay, you can still go. You hurt, you can still play. If you got a dislocation, some ligament damage, some nerve, okay, now you injured. Get off the field. Let's get you some treatment. But if you hurt, suck it up and keep going. And that's life. Now, how about that? That's life. So get the crying stuff, I ain't with it. I ain't with it. Nah. And this is another thing. The lady just said excuses. She said she tried to make an excuse for black men. Hell yeah, black men got 10,000 obstacles coming at us every day. White cops want to kill us. White women want to exploit us. Black women mad at us. And the whole society think we violent. But still, we can't make excuses. And I learned this when I was young. My daddy, I didn't have a traditional dad, but it's some things he did teach me. And he said there's no such word as can't. Okay? What that mean? Anybody know? You can always do it. Okay. My daddy said, Terrible T, that used to be my name. Don't come to me telling me what you can't do. It ain't no such thing as can't. He said either you're going to go ahead and do it or you're going to at least try. But don't come telling me you can't. I said, I really don't understand this rule. I was young at the time, maybe 7 or 8. He said, it ain't no such word as can't. I was trying to put on some overalls. I'll never forget this. I was trying to put on some overalls and I couldn't get the button, the strap. So I said, Daddy, I can't get this on. Something wrong with it. I can't. He said, now, I told you now, it's not no such word as can't. Now, if you get over there and keep trying, you'll get the things on. But if you keep saying you can't, and then I go over there and put it on and there's nothing wrong with you, I'm going to slap the taste out your mouth. I said, well, I'm going to tell you right now, I can't. There's something wrong with it. It's broke. I can't. So he came over there. He buttoned the overall. He slapped me so hard that they came back loose again. Do you see? This is how I was raised. There's no such thing as can't. And then these people keep saying, well, the black man, we're suffering from the slave mentality. Yeah, we are, but still. What you got to do, keep suffering? Or do something about it? What you going to do, Wall again?
Do something about it.
All right. Let's stop with the can't. Stop letting these boys say they can't. Mommy, I can't do it. Yes, the hell you can, and you better do it if I punch you in the face. Oh, now he all of a sudden got it done. Right? I'm just giving you G code. This just G code now. Now I might not be able to cite no child psychiatrists because European psychiatry doesn't often fit what we say. They have different. Freud, if you're following Freud, you're going to have some messed up children. All right. Now, this is a problem I found since BPM began to grow and take off. I've found that many men have this problem. They don't understand it's a problem. Anything that I'm going to say about Z, I will say to Z. Right? Anything I have to say about Sadiq, I will say to Sadiq. Am I lying? 9 days, you got men who want to say something. This is just my experience. Who want to say something to me, who feel like they have something to say, and it may be something legitimate, but they ain't got the balls to say it. What's wrong with y'all? I'll give you a story. The first time I ever spoke in open court as an attorney, I had to go in and I'm Vernon Jackson. I'm here on behalf of such and such. The first time I ever had to do that in front of a judge in open court with people sitting here watching and a prosecutor, the first time I ever had to do that was in Jacksonville. And I was in front of a judge, a mean judge. Who he was a mean. Older black guy in juvenile court. I'm not going to say his name, but I was afraid. But I had to go and do what I had to do as an attorney. So I'm sitting there, and I'm just hoping I don't mess up what I had to say, my first time addressing an open court. And he comes in, and he goes off on a sort of a sermon bashing black parents. And me sitting there as a real black man, I'm saying in my mind, I disagree with all of this, but this is a judge. I'm just a first-year attorney. How can I disagree with him in his courthouse? But the black gangster in me said, hey, you got to say something. You got to confront this dude. Because you could go out in these hallways and say, you hear what that judge said? How can he say it? Yeah, anybody could do that. But would you say it to his face? Right? So when it was my turn to go, I said, listen, about the comment she made a little earlier about black parents, I totally disagree. I know many dedicated black parents who do everything that they can for their children, and their children are still treated badly and receive injustice. So I don't think you should generalize our parents like that. He said, boy, shut the hell up and get out my courtroom. So I left. But I said what I had to say, right to his face. Right? That used to be G-code back then. Men don't be like, man, I don't like that nigga. I don't like him. As soon as he come up, hey, what's up, man? How you doing? Nah. If you got something to say it to my face. I'll say it to your face. I'll say it to your face. If I don't, I ain't living by the code. I ain't living by the code. That's not how I was raised. I done got into it with NFL players from my own neighborhood because they believe it's okay for people to wear dresses. I done got attacked by the whole ghetto because I said adults shouldn't be going to a prom. What the hell is an adult prom, right? I done had to pull out my AK-47 in the parking lot because I was surrounded by 4 white racists who didn't like the things I said in my gym, and I got kicked out the gym. But I just believe in the G code that you ought to say and speak your mind and don't be no little punk. All right? Within reason, Derek. Okay, now this is my next rule right here. My older brother, this is another rule he taught me when I was young. He said, don't never let nobody owe you money and don't pay you. If a dude owe you some money and don't pay you, that's straight up disrespect. Mm-hmm. You got to go up to him and bust him in his mouth. Now, I'm maybe 7 then, so I'm not understanding. But this was my older brother, so I'm going to do what he say. So I ended up maybe 17 a dude owed me $5 because we had betted on the Ravens versus the Colts. And I was getting ready to go to the University of Iowa on scholarship. This dude was already selling dope. I just wanted my $5. I busted him in his mouth. And ended up fighting 3 or 4 dudes. You remember that?
I was old enough.
When we was at Pepper Tree.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Oh, you don't remember? I said, oh, shoot. I got to do what my brother said. So, the flip side of that is, if you owe somebody, you need to pay them their money. Right? You owe another black man and you know you owe them, you need to pay them their money. But my thing is this. I learned that if somebody owe you, you might not have to bust him in his mouth. Just don't mess with that guy no more. Right? I ain't going to keep smiling in your face and I know you owe me some money. It's going to be a strange silence when I start messing with you. Because I shouldn't have to chase you down by my money. And you shouldn't have to chase me down. I owe some people money right now. And when I see them, I say, bro, I owe you this. They been I forgot. They sent me, we did business together. They gave me a good deal or something. I owe you this. Thanks for the extra time for not coming after me. But let me pay you your money. Right? And guess what? Pay me my money. Alright? That's an OG rule. Nah. This is a rule that men are going to have to learn again. And this applies inside and out the conscious community. And Jay Prince said it best. Because they asked Jay Prince a question about Lil Wayne and Baby because Prince said Baby gonna need to pay up that money. Matter of fact, Baby owed Prince some money in relation to Prince's son who discovered Drake. I didn't know that. Jay Prince's son discovered Drake. So Prince's son was owed, I think, $2 million. You know Baby don't pay nobody. Are we finished or are we done? He don't pay nobody. And they say, Prince, what's going on? And Baby saying, blah, blah, blah. Prince said, look, I'm not gonna tongue wrestle. I'm not gonna tongue wrestle with it. Right? A lot of y'all dudes into tongue wrestling. He make a post, you make a post. He say something, you say something. Well, F you. Well, F you. Whoa, man. OG don't do all that tongue wrestling. I'm going to tell you what the OG do. OG going to address the situation one time and he going to tell you where you can meet him at. You see what I'm saying, Z?
Mm-hmm.
What you think about that?
That's real.
That's real. OG ain't finna sit here and go back and forth with you. Nah, I make a status, you make a status. So y'all beefing on Facebook? No. I'm going to address the situation one time. And I'm going to tell you where you can meet me at. If you want to talk about it further. If you got a problem with what I said. I'm sitting here. That Twitter, like you say, Twitter fingers. No, I don't beef on Facebook. You're not going to get me while I'm trying to throw dirt and mud at you. First of all, I don't care what you do because I know what I do. So you don't really matter to me and my movement anyway. Second of all, if you got something to say, as we would say in the hood, say it to my face. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Not to my Facebook. Not to my Facebook. Say it to my face. That was an OG rule. And you know what goes along with that rule? Now some people are going to say I'm hypermasculine. I'm not advocating violence or criminality or anything of that nature. But OGs used to be able to settle stuff with these. If it had to go there. Because OG ain't really into all that. But if I had to roll up on you, pull up on you, Tariq said we're going to pull up on all these dudes wearing rump hems. If I had to pull up on you, right, we could get it done with these. What you think about that, Vernon?
That's real too. That's the best way in my opinion.
What about you? What you say, Sadiq?
Absolutely, that is the best way. You don't need the money.
Okay. What you say, Follow Game?
It's just a consequence.
That's a consequence. Let me tell you. My dad, when he came up, they didn't shoot each other. right? You could take it out. Let's take it to the grass. I don't like you, you don't like me. You know what I discovered coming up fighting? I used to fight all the time. Big people, small people, anybody. Fighting was a hobby of mine. You know, and I found out that once you fought somebody and you found out that dude could fight, y'all become friends after that. Because you say, you know what, that's a real nigga. And he said, yeah, that can fight. And after that, y'all respect each other a lot more. Right? Y'all can be cool then. Be like, okay, he ain't just talking. I done had it happen. I'll be like, man, I don't like this dude. This dude's soft. I think he just flashy. Then we get into a fight and he hit me a few good times. Now that's a real guy right there. Even if I won, even if you lose the fight, you get your respect. If you get you a few good ones in there. I don't care about who lost. That's what they say. You know what I'm saying? Just show your heart. That's why in BPM we settle things in physical ways. I can't say everything we do because we've been investigated by the state attorney and we've been attacked from all angles. But let me just tell you something. It's valuable to letting kids settle things physically. Yeah, you should be able to talk it out, express your feelings, try to come to some common ground. But sometimes two dudes just need to go ahead and see what's up. And after that, I'm telling you, they're gonna respect each other a whole lot more.
Got a guest?
We got a guest appearance in here tonight. All right,
Peace.
you got to give up your seat. Derek, go get another seat and bring it in. We got from our local mosque, our light-skinned Islamic brother, entrepreneur, husband, family man. Can I say your government name?
Yeah, okay.
Brother D'Angelo Glover.
What's happening? Peace.
Also known on Facebook as, you want me to give him your social medias?
Yeah.
Facebook, he is Al-Kabalan Shabazz, right?
Yes, sir.
And Instagram, Lost and Found African 85. Now, this is one of the realest. Now, you're talking about the man code, the G code. He go by the G code. Matter of fact, in my phone, he's saved under a wise OG. Y'all don't put people by their real name. I put them by what I remember them by. And I've had to make my circle very small of late because people come on for the wrong reasons. Well, you notice D'Angelo is still here. So he's gonna contribute for the rest of our rules. We on rule number 5 about dudes who want to tongue wrestle all the time and bicker back and forth. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I told him where I'm from, we addressed the issue one time and we tell the dude, well, you can meet me at if you want any further. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So what you feel about these dudes like the social media beef, Twitter beef, go back behind your back and tell somebody something beef? What you think about that? I like the face-to-face type stuff.
Well, people do that because it's easy.
Easy.
And it's safe.
Mm-hmm.
Only time a real brother ever think about safety is when it's got something to do with protecting his family. Other than that, it's like I say, Pimp C from UGK said it's easy to talk trash in a safe place. We got to be politically correct.
No, but just don't go too far.
Okay. But yeah, and it's sad that brothers done fell into this, but it's a lot of feminine energy.
There you go. I told you he was gonna bring you some stuff. Now go ahead, go with that.
That's kind of been implanted.
Oh yes.
In us.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of that too is due to mental illness. We don't deal with it from that standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not me making excuses or rationalizing, it's just understanding what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And when you understand something, that don't mean you accept it. You find a way to deal with it correctly.
Mm-hmm.
But like I say, it's sad. It's an epidemic. I done got into. I ain't gonna say I don't get into Twitter beefs or arguing with people on social media, but there have been some back and forth. But that's just.
Well, I'm saying, I believe a debate on an issue.
Right.
Like if you're debating pro-life or something.
Right.
That's a
something
debate.
like that.
But I'm talking about Well, F you ain't shit.
Yeah.
And then the other person say, well, nigga, whoa. That's not a debate.
Well,
That's two dudes bickering.
That's because, again, they're missing their fathers or their uncle. You know what I mean?
Okay.
The masculine energy wasn't there. I mean, like I say, brothers deal with things in a very feminine manner. They just use masculine strength to do it now. You got dudes now cutting up ties, and they're not just doing this.
You got dudes that cut
You
ties?
got dudes that's cutting up ties. You know, they cutting up their woman's clothes, and they doing it to other men. And it ain't because it ain't no per se gay thing. It's just one of them things, man, where you got dudes that's been around their mama so long that, you know, now dudes, like you say, they ain't trying to thump it out. You know, you hit me, I kill you.
Wait. You actually saw a dude cut up his woman's tires.
Yeah, I don't. Well, you know, I work in the tire industry, so
Okay.
you know, you get females that are called.
I'm gonna get to that because that's a part of this. That's a part of this. I had that on here. The only woman you should ever argue with is your wife.
Right.
Y'all gonna argue.
Right.
But like you just said, I see dudes arguing with women.
Yeah.
Because the women don't want them.
That and like I say, there's a large amount of feminine energy in men. You know, which is sad. And not saying there isn't a feminine principle at all, but it should be very minute. You know, it should probably be more so into your reasoning, but 100% of these dudes' reasoning is on the female level. Like you say, you'll hear dudes say, now, if you hit me, I'll kill you, to another dude. But who else they heard say that?
You think they got that from a woman?
Yeah. Man, listen. You get
That is true. Women will say that.
Yeah, you hit me, I'll kill you. So now you got men saying that. And
But not if you hit me, I'll hit you back.
nah, I beat your ass. You don't even hear. You barely hear that anymore.
Nah, you don't
Unless
hear
they're
that.
talking to a child
Yeah, they don't really
or
say
they
that.
talking to a female.
And this what I want to say about this topic. This what I want dudes to understand because I don't know what it is about Orlando. But it seems like we got dudes that'll kill their baby mama before they'll let her leave them. Right?
Mm-hmm.
What I'm saying is this. First of all, if you're not married, and most of the time, they're not even in a committed relationship. That's just their baby mama. A dude, and I see dudes arguing with women who not even their baby mama.
Mm-hmm.
Like the woman don't want to talk to you at that point, so you got to cuss her out. That's feminine to me. Because a real man gonna say, okay, she might be trying to show off now, but I know how I'm going to get this woman if I really want her. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But the woman give you the cold shoulder, so you got to cuss her out and call her a B word.
Mm-hmm.
Big fella, that's not G code.
Mm-hmm.
That's not G code.
Right.
And I would punch a dude in the face if I see it. And if they make a mistake and do it to my wife, oh man,
Oh man.
I was gonna buy a gun with that bond money.
Right.
All right, but what I'm saying is that a dude shouldn't be arguing with no woman that's not his wife. And I keep saying that because you're gonna argue with your wife.
Yeah.
A dude shouldn't be arguing with no child.
Right.
I know dudes that'll sit here and go back and forth with a child.
Mm-hmm.
That's not G code.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, you're a teenager. You're a child. You're not on my level. If it's a child that ain't gonna do what I say, that child got to get the hell away from me. Right? If you're in a relationship with a woman and her children don't respect you, either she gonna make them respect you or you need to get out the hell of the relationship with that woman. Because I'd be damned if I'm gonna sit here and ever go back and forth with a child.
Right.
I done got on my social media and I done seen European children, 15, 16, think they know something, want to come on my page and start an argument. Then I see they coming, I'm like, I'm about to get this guy. Then I look at him as a child, I say, oh, that's a kid. I block him. I ain't finna sit here and go back and forth with no kid. The hell I look like, right? But I think we done lost that to where we'll just get there and go back and forth. That de-elevates your position.
Right. And that's essentially what's going on, especially I don't like to say the black community because we don't have any.
You just say black people.
That's in the black experience. We've been castrated. Not not physically, but you might as well say because in every way, whether it be mental, physical, psychological, culturally, that's what's going on. And you know, we got to get back to that. It's an uphill battle, but it can be done. But it just starts with the knowledge of self, and that's the problem.
Bro, I see people in the conscious community who have so-called knowledge of self still doing feminist stuff.
Well, then they're not conscious.
But what they are, then?
They just posing.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you can't be conscious and still what they call low vibration behavior, or what I call Caucasianized hypnotist behavior. You know? But it's like I said, it's an uphill battle, not just with our people, even with ourselves. You know, because we ain't perfect. We ain't been perfect for 500 years or better. You know, so we don't have cultural and racial interruption. So a lot of our behaviors are very unnatural.
Well, let me talk about one of those behaviors then. Because this number 6 on the list. I done jumped around on the list. We almost done. But one thing I done noticed about men these days, that this doesn't really affect me. And I ain't trying to stand myself out as the greatest man, because we already know who the greatest man in Jacksonville is. But but what I'm saying is, one thing I noticed about men that shouldn't apply to men. What's going on? Let me see what's going on with Instagram here. All right, they said we could let it be available for 24 hours. Okay, we'll go ahead and do it. So we got to get Instagram going again. I guess they have a time limit. Here we go. I'm going to get it right back up and get right back into it. All right. Okay. Now, I've had friends in my life, and I have a few now. But one thing I noticed about men these days is that we get insulted and feel personally, and not we, because I ain't putting myself in this boat. If I was in it, I'd say I'm in it. But a lot of men get insulted and feel slighted, or I don't know, by what another man does, take it personally when no harm was meant to them. And what do I mean by that? I can only give you this as an example. I've known men, right, who are so-called friends. I don't even like to use that term, friends. But this is what will happen. If it's 5 of us or 10 of us that might hang out or do something sometimes, and on one occasion I just called 2 or 3 of us, you got 2 or 3 other guys talking about, well, you ain't called me. What the hell? Wait a damn minute. So every time something happens, I had to call you to give you the opportunity to say yes or no, and if not, I must not like you. Okay, so I'll give you another example. We're getting ready to have a barbecue or something. You see us on Instagram barbecuing and you say, why didn't I get the invite?
I like ribs.
Yeah. I'll tell you why you ain't get the invite. Probably because you're feminine. And when I want to have feminine energy around me, you know who I'll invite? Women.
Damn.
Now, how about that? Yeah. But I'm just saying, I done had dudes pissed off at me. I didn't even know we was beefing because I didn't return their call in time. Is we married? Last time I checked, I don't care what Obama say, I ain't marrying no dude. So why? Because I didn't. Then you talking about, oh, I see you on Facebook, but you ain't text me back. So? Maybe I ain't want to text your punk ass. Dudes are getting too emotional now. I mean, I expect this from my wife. Right? It's only one woman who I got any business arguing with. And if she send me a text and I don't respond, then she see me on Facebook the next minute, she can say something. I'm going to have to explain that. But big fella, if you send me a text and I don't respond for 8 days, so the hell what?
Exactly.
Unless it's about something important,
Right.
about the community. You know what I'm saying? We getting something together, and I'm supposed to be working, and I ain't responding. But if you talking about, hey, brother, what you doing this weekend? And I don't get back to you, and the weekend over, so the hell what? There's 1,000 other things you could have did this weekend.
Right.
Stop acting like you're in a relationship, a bromance.
You ain't seen my text.
You see my yeah, I saw your text. Let me tell you, I see every text that come through my phone, and I give them a priority. Right? Some of them are high priority, but I'm just not prepared to answer that question at the time. So you gotta let those go. But big fella, don't have any bromances. Okay? If one of your homeboys go out and play golf with 10 other homeboys and not you, that doesn't give you a right to pout. Pout. That's another word.
Pout.
Some of y'all pouting. So the next time that homeboy who went out without you, the next time he sent you a text, you said, "Who is this?" You didn't respond to me. Shut the hell up. Boy, I ain't got time for this now. I love the feminine energy from women.
Right.
I don't like to go out to a club if there's no women there. I don't want to go to no party if there's no women there. Right?
Right.
Some things are for all men, but if it's supposed to be a gathering, there need to be some women in there to bring that energy. But I don't want the feminine energy coming from no man. That's irritating. Okay. We all in agreement on that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Derek, wait. Anything you want to add, Derek?
No, sir.
All right. Nah, Derek, oh, God, this is my next one. I'm going to let you take this one, D'Angelo.
Oh, man.
Another feminine thing that I noticed about men these days is that they get jealous, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a thin line between being competitive and jealous. Because if it's another attorney or somebody in my field, men gonna compete.
Right.
So if he getting people off, getting people set free, I'm gonna want to do it too, right?
Right.
But that's being competitive. But if I'm going around having a bad talk him, I don't even know this dude, and that's jealousy.
Right.
But my thing is this: we got men now being jealous of other men who ain't in no competition with them, right? Mm-hmm. And so they'll try to get out their own lane and get into somebody else's lane because they jealous of them.
Big fella.
Right? What's with the jealousy? Hey, you can feel good about yourself and your accomplishments in your own lane. Want me to give you an example? If I see a dude that know how to trade stocks real well, I could never be jealous of him. Even if he's making 10 times more money than me, because that's not what I do. I don't know the stock market that well. I'm going to go ask him for some advice. But you know what I'm not going to do? I'm not going to go try to become a stockbroker.
Right.
To show I can do it too. You know what I'm saying? Look dumb as hell. But I see that in the conscious community, not just in the business world, at the community level. Go ahead, speak on that.
I don't even know how to deal with that, to be honest with you, because if you're supposed to be conscious, and you on that brother sister thing, or you say you want unity, brother mean you my other self. You know what I'm saying? So at that point, instead of being jealous, either you try to find a way to help that person, or if you do see room where you can add to that field, and it's something that you proficient at, fine. But to sit there and hate and try to pull away from what another brother doing, then you can't be conscious once again. Because how can you say you love black people, but then you develop a jealous mindset and want to set up something to compete? Not that there's anything wrong with competition, but when it comes down to trying to bring your people together or improve a condition, how could you try to pull away or try to hurt? You know what I'm saying? Or try to set up a platform based on somebody else's thing. That's contradictory. You know, So at that point, I would have to determine that person don't love black people.
Well, but baby, see, that's a whole nother topic. Because if you trying to be active in the country, active in the black community, but you don't truly have a love for black people, then you have the wrong motivation.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother
Right.
night. We'll do the wrong motivation.
But again, jealousy is the wrong motivation because you developing that again out of hate, or you know what I'm saying, or basically you want attention.
Oh man,
You got a lot of attention seekers, and again,
oh man,
just like women, or it's funny. I seen this in The Color Purple, which is one of my least favorite movies, where the sister was like, you know, the color purple, it want to be loved too because it's like, you know, it want to be seen. You got a lot of brothers just acting like the color purple, like feminine. You know, they just want to be seen. They want to be heard. You know.
So how you deal with that? How we make sure our boys don't grow up with that psychological disposition to just do stuff to want to be seen?
You give them this perspective here. You always tell them and put the clean glass against the dirty glass, and you don't have to condemn the dirty glass. And this is a quote that I got from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad that he gave Brother Malcolm. Peace be upon both of them. That you sit the dirty glass against the clean glass. You don't have to condemn it. The people will see for themselves which ones they want to drink from. Well, it's the same way with your work. You know what I mean? If your heart is pure and you're in it for the right reason, and you know if you truly trying to raise your people up from a dead level and bring them to, you know, make their condition better, and there's other person just doing it so they can be remembered. You don't even have to tell the people that they will see that.
So it'll come to light.
It'll come to light. It'll always come to light. You know, nobody is able to practice in hate or in evil or any type of derogatory manner and practice for a long time without being exposed.
You're gonna be exposed. What you think about that, Derek?
It's true.
What you doing back there, Derek?
Just looking at the camera.
So, you know what I'm saying? If you know, if a person start a vegan restaurant and they doing it not just for profit, but they want to give the people good food, nutrition. They want the people to live longer. And then another person come along and say, well, you know, and it's vegetable, so it's not much you can do. But, you know, they want to just make money. You know what I'm saying?
But if they doing it, and I see how much attention they getting.
They get, you know, how
Well,
much,
I'm gonna start me a vegan restaurant.
or how much money they can charge. They can charge, and not only, but the product ain't as good as yours because it's not coming from the heart.
Correct.
They're not growing the stuff themselves. They're importing it from China, mass produced, and it's costing more, and it's not having the nutritional value that, you know, people will see that. You get what I'm saying?
You're right. D'Angelo right now, and I done seen that play out. Yes. All right, let's hit another point here. Another thing that I noticed about real OGs, and again, Jay Prince is a great example of this. A real OG doesn't have to let everyone know every one of his power moves. What I mean by that? Jay-Z built an empire. Not Jay-Z. Good God, don't ever let me say Jay-Z again. Jay Prince built an empire. Rap a lot. He accumulated money in the regular industry before getting into rap. And he set himself up to be one of the most powerful people, independent people in the rap game, without telling everybody every one of his moves or how he got there. Right? You didn't really see him holding up $5 million next to his head like this. You didn't really see him, you know, post like Game did, posting a snapshot of his bank accounts. An OG don't want you to know what's in his bank account. Because there's an organization out there called the IRS that's more gangster than you. You see what I'm saying? An OG can make moves, and you don't see it till the move made. Right? But if you're one of these people like D'Angelo just said, you really in it for the attention. You want to broadcast everything. Right? It's a time to broadcast because you have to market. But everybody don't need to know all your business. And you don't need to be up in everybody's face because everybody don't have your best interests at heart. And you can't tell everybody everything. It's only certain people I talk to. Right? And some things I only tell my wife. And some things I don't even tell my wife. But you got people out here who will go out and tell how much they made last year. Tell how they made it. Tell you how they can prove it to you. Big fella, you're not going to get me into that situation right there. For all you know, I'm broke. Right? I don't hang out with very many other attorneys. First of all, they don't have the same ideology I have. Second of all they want to do is get some information on me to use against me. Third of all, I don't need them anyway. So, I'm not going to be trying to be in everybody's face, letting everybody know what I got going on. I made this much money last month. No, don't worry about how much I made. I made enough to buy some guns. That's it. How about that? Right? And when you're putting everybody in your business, trying to show everything you got, okay then. If you got all that, why are you still working for somebody? Nah. Mr. Big Shot. Why you ain't started your own business on the side to get over here and move towards some independence? Mr. Gold Grills. How about that? No, I ain't gonna get into that with your big rims and your loud ass speakers. Clocking in. Talk about how much you hate your job. But on Saturday you can ride around on your big rims and feel magnificent.
That's why they stay.
Till Sunday evening when you realize, tomorrow I'm going to punch that clock and I'm going to have to buck dance like Michael Vick, Roland Martin, and what's the fat boy name on ESPN?
Oh, I know you're talking about
Whitfield.
Oh, yeah.
Otherwise known as Shitfield. Shut the hell up and stop telling everybody everything you're doing. Well, look here. Put it like this. If you're telling somebody how much money you make, you're a dumbass. Unless it ain't no money, but you ain't gonna talk about it if it ain't no money. You know what I'm saying? You're a dumbass. Because everything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law and the IRS. All right? And last but not least, I'm gonna let Zeke take this one. Zeke? No, I'm going to let you close out with that. Let me say this. Real men talk business. Now, if you got 5 friends, I think that's the most friends you can have. I got like 3.5. If you got 5 friends, and whenever y'all talk, it's about some woman or some other guy or the Buffalo Bills, you might not be a boss. Because you want me to tell you what real men get on the phone and talk about? Business. And if they your real homeboy, and if you're an OG, that means you out here, you got some entrepreneurship about you. And if they're your homie, they're trying to help with your entrepreneurship. If you're a real OG, you got something going on in the community for your people. And if they're your real homeboy, they're trying to help with that. So every time I get on the phone with one of my friends, that's what we're talking about. We talking about some money, or we talking about the black community. Right? Those are the topics. We talk about some money. I'm trying to get this marketing. I'm going to get this contract. I'm trying to do this. I can do this for you. Or we talking about the black community. We got this event coming up. This size. There's 2 things. Now, if you getting on the phone with your friend talking about, did you see LeBron dunk last night? You getting on the phone with your friend talking about, you seen his status? I think that was about me. Oh, God, what the hell wrong with y'all, man?
Send subliminal messages.
Send subliminal messages. Well, if you don't like it, go talk to him. Man, these are 2 things. And you know what? Real OGs don't talk to their friends every day because they don't have time.
Working.
If you out here getting it in, I might not talk to you for 7 weeks. I don't expect you to go make a status about how you act like you don't got time for nobody. Shut the hell up. You shouldn't have time for me.
Exactly.
Right?
Should have time for your woman if
There
you
you
got
go.
one.
That's it. I have a struggle to make time for my wife and my daughter. Do you really think I have time for you? Okay. So these are the things that men talk about. They talk business. But real OGs, it'd be something I feel like, man, I ain't seen you in 7 months. That really mean I ain't seen you in about 3 weeks. But then they'd be like, man, I've been busy. I'd be like, well, give me $50. Because if you've been making money, if you've been working like that, but I ain't going to say, oh, you ain't got time for me. I ain't going to say it. That's feminine, okay? Dude, you don't mess with me no more. Dude, I never messed with you. I'm married. What are you talking about?
Okay.
What is wrong with these dudes, man? Oh, man. And for all the professors, I'm going to say this while I let Zeke come in with the kill shot. For all the professors, I'm aiming this at professors. For all the think tanks. For all the liberal left-wing enthusiasts who are going around trying to make masculinity seem like something bad. Go to hell. Okay?
Hyper masculinity.
Yeah. Whoever made that term, you know what hyper masculinity means? It means you one hell of a man.
Exactly.
Nah. How about that?
Probably the same people that came up with anti-Semitic and homophobia.
Anti-Semitic and don't know what a Semite is. Homophobia. And anybody who ever said something bad about a gay person couldn't be homophobic because he wouldn't have said it. Because that means he ain't scared. Homophobic means you scared of gay people. You see? So all of you liberals, well, you know, we have to critique this toxic masculinity because it leads to misogyny. Shut the hell up. You know what? You know where misogyny come from? Come from Europe. It come from white supremacy, white male supremacy. That's where misogyny. It didn't come from masculinity because people who are misogynistic don't know nothing about masculinity. Because if you was masculine, you would goddamn well know that you need a woman.
Exactly.
So all of you left wing man, I'm gonna call y'all manhood apologists. Did you see what he said to his woman? He asked her, "What's for dinner?" Well, damn! How am I find out what we eat?
Exactly.
Get the hell out of here! Oh man, let me stop. Zeke, my last point is this. I'm gonna let Zeke take this point and close this.
It's okay to cry.
Nope, that's not my last point. My last point is this. And this is for the people. Like Trayvon Martin's dad. Jordan Davis' dad. All those people who say, what about black on black crime? All those people who say blue lives matter. My message to the black man is this. And it seems like the OGs used to understand this. Because I remember a gangster in Chicago, he told the police, he called a meeting, and he told them there's not going to be any killing without some killing.
That's right.
And I just want black men to understand, this is part of the G code. Some things are worth going to jail for. And some things are worth dying for. And some things are worth killing for. Right? Now, I'm not going to explain that no further. I'm going to let Zeke explain that to y'all. Go ahead, Zeke.
Which one exactly? Well, yeah, like you said, it's some stuff that's just worth going to jail for. It's just stuff that has to be handled, and it's levels to it. It's stuff that's always you go all the way to killing for and then dying for, and one of the main things is when someone brings harm to your family or the people you love. That's all 3 levels. Is what you're going to jail for.
That's all 3 levels.
Killing for and dying for.
It's levels to this.
You gotta. It's no more time for being soft and submissive. It's time. Obviously, that's not gonna work. Trying to ride fences and kiss up to people ain't working no more. You just gotta be ready to defend yourself and the people you care about at all costs, by any means necessary.
G code. G code. All right. So I hope we gave you some basic principles, man. I'm gonna come out with a list of black laws that apply specifically to those who are about black empowerment. But the G code goes to all black people. You could be a drug dealer and still follow the G code, right? Any black man ought to be on some level of G code, because a black man ought to be a boss, or trying to get himself into an independent position to be a boss. I don't call myself a boss yet. I work for myself, but I don't employ my family yet. Now, when you work for yourself and your family can work for you, then you're a boss, right? So I'm a semi-boss, but I'm working towards boss status. But I hope we gave you some simple, straightforward G-code rules that Jay Prince and Robert F. Williams would be proud of. And as I always say, at the end of the day, wait, before I do that, BPM Black Manhood Retreat this weekend, the most dynamic and impactful youth empowerment program in America, our most important event of the year. 3 straight days of training, 3 straight days of teaching, 3 straight days of getting our boys ready to be real black men. You will never see a BPM child talking like shitlock when he becomes a man. You will never see a BPM child when he becomes a man being castrated like they're doing Michael Vick right now, because some things are worth more than money. And on this weekend, we drive it home in a systematic way. So if you want to contribute, hit up our GoFundMe, hit up our PayPal, buildingpowerfulminds@gmail.com. We're going to go in. We got our Senko for class going on at the mosque every Friday night, 1625. Is it North Pearl or just Pearl? North Pearl Street. That's where we bringing together the conscious community in Jacksonville. We had a great event last week discussing why we're so divided, and every week we're going to be bringing it. Come out, socialize, get you some refreshments, be around some like-minded people. Build that energy, build that energy, build that energy, build that energy right here in Jacksonville. If you're in Jacksonville and you're saying there's nothing that you can be a part of, well, we got the mosque, we got BPM, we bringing in speakers, we putting on events, we training the youth, and you saying there's nothing to be a part of for the conscious community, you sorry as hell. Because there's plenty to be a part of. Just get up and do it. And now we'll close out. As I always say, BPM today,
BPM tomorrow, BPM for life.
Baby. And we out of here.
Love you guys.
No more.